the white bread,
Right.
the rice.
Right.
Anything that's white. Potatoes, bad for you.
Yep. Yep.
Next is refined sugar, sweets, and corn syrup. I love sugar.
Yep. And see,
but bad for you.
yeah. And what we have to understand is that it's not that people need to just, oh, you can't eat these anymore. Because that's what I was told. You can never eat these foods.
Okay.
Okay.
When you say dead, though, what do you mean by dead?
It's just a term I came up with to kind of grab attention.
It sure got my attention. You mean nutritionally void?
Nutritionally deficient, exactly.
Okay.
Dead kind of gets right to it. These foods will eventually make you dead.
All right, trans fats we've heard a lot about. Exactly. A lot of companies are now not making food with trans fats.
They're trying.
Saturated fats, okay, which is the pork and the ham and the bacon, and drugs. You mentioned smoking, alcohol, and of course caffeine. Come on, Dwayne, you're hurting me here.
But again, here's what I want everyone to understand.
Okay.
It's not that you have to stop eating all of these.
Okay.
The key, what I usually recommend to type 2 diabetics is make only one change. Breakfast.
Okay.
Don't try to change the world, because if you do, you're probably going to fail. And most people, when they go on diets, they don't feel good. You ever notice a person on a diet? They're not happy.
They're not happy. They're cranky.
Exactly. They're cranky. Yeah.
So change one thing. Change breakfast.
Just
okay.
change breakfast.
Coming up, we're going to show you how you can do that. We're going to show you the program that Dwayne created that he now teaches to diabetics through many workshops.
Yes.
I know doctors have called upon you and said, could you come talk to our type 2
Exactly.
diabetic group? And we'll show you that healthy breakfast. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two when we come back. We promise it won't hurt a bit. It won't. Right, Dwayne?
It won't hurt.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Many Voices, Many Visions. Today we're talking about diabetes, and we're interviewing a man named Dwayne McCulley. Thanks for being with us, Dwayne.
Thank you.
Dwayne wrote a book called Death to Diabetes, and it's a book that a lot of diabetics, type 2 diabetics, have read. It comes with advice on how to make yourself healthy again, and eventually maybe get yourself off medicine and live a healthier life. Yeah. You survived a diabetic coma, and you came back many ways stronger than ever before.
Exactly.
You're an engineer, so you come to this with a scientific background. Right. Before we went to the break, we talked about the 5 foods that people eat that are not the healthiest. Okay, you call them dead foods. Let's lighten things up. Talk about the 5 live foods, the foods that are life-giving and have some nutritional value. If we could take a look at that.
Sure. The number 1. And my mother said, make this number 1. Vegetables, vegetables, vegetables. Vegetables contain specific phytonutrients that actually help to initiate the repair process within our cells. So vegetables are very important.
Now, wait a minute. You're pushing vegetables, not a pill or a product.
Yeah, right.
Do some people look at you kind of funny and go, it's vegetables?
Yeah. Yeah, because the nutritional people, they Dwayne, sell my pill. No. And I don't want to get overly religious here, but you kind of got 2 choices. God created vegetables. Man created pills. I was dying. You got to make a choice, God or man. Yeah. I'm going to go with God.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my mother went that way. I kind of went along with my mother. And there's a lot of research that's been done on broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach.
The green stuff, right? That green, crunchy stuff.
Yeah. Or even the bright colored vegetables, the red peppers, the yellow peppers, the orange peppers, all the bright colored vegetables. That bright color or that green color, those are carotenoids. These are nutrients. Medical science has proven that these are good for you. In my book, I list all the clinical studies. I didn't create this. It already existed. All I did is the research that I was taught to do as an engineer. And when I came across all the research, I was, whoa! And I looked at the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the Rosedale diet, every diet in the book. Analyzed that diet from a nutritional science standpoint. They all had their good aspects. They all had their bad aspects. And then I looked at the human body. What does the human body require at the cellular level to be healthy? And and came up with a model based on that.
I love that. So liquids, water,
Yep.
raw fruit juices, filtered water. Why not just tap water?
Yeah. Well, tap water contains
maybe you don't want to tell me. Okay.
Yeah, too many hard minerals.
Okay.
And it puts a strain on your kidneys.
Okay. Lean protein. I've heard a lot about this. You're a big fan of salmon.
Yeah, I used to hate salmon.
Yeah.
But once my mother taught me how to prepare it, and there's a local woman here in Rochester, she's called the Phantom Chef. People at work paid her to come to my house to prepare some meals.
Oh, I know the Phantom Chef.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's
been on our broadcast before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she taught me how to prepare some of these foods, and once you learn how to prepare salmon properly, ooh, it's so good.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I like it better than a steak. We'd have to talk about that.
But steak is also good for you.
Okay.
When prepared properly.
Red meat is okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
I
lean
know
protein.
I know people are going, this man is crazy.
Okay.
But if you prepare the red meat properly, if you buy organic beef, free-range beef, if you marinate it with extra virgin olive oil and a little bit of lemon juice to break down the arachidonic acid within that meat, beef can actually be healthy for you.
All right, that's good to hear. Unsaturated omega-3 fats, the olive oils,
yes.
the omega-3s which are in the
fish,
salmon,
the nuts and seeds.
But if you don't like salmon, you can eat the eggs. And we talked about
eggs,
organic eggs or
omega-3s.
Okay, organic whole grains. Okay, because I like grain. I like bread. Can I eat it? Can I still eat it?
If you eat organic living bread, it's called sprouted grain bread. It's stores like Wegmans sells it. It's called sprouted grain bread. It's in the frozen section. It's a living food. That's why it's frozen. Most bread is sold out in the aisles. That's dead.
But isn't it enough to have the whole wheat label on it? The whole
Not if you're diabetic.
Okay.
If you truly want to eat the best of the best, you want to eat living food. So sprouted grain bread is a living food. Most of the other bread is made with flour. And flour just doesn't metabolize well within our body.
All right, so now you've got the 5 live superfoods. I want to take a look at a meal model. Okay, so what are you eating, Dwayne, to get healthy? This is what I want to know. Let's take a look at this next, we've got this next slide here for you that explains what a healthy meal consists of.
Right.
And you mentioned starting with breakfast.
Yes.
That's very simple for a lot of people, okay?
Yeah, breakfast is truly, our mothers were right. Okay, my mother was right. Breakfast is very powerful, and a good example of a powerful breakfast is instead of eating grains such as cereal in the morning or oatmeal, have a vegetable such as 1.5 cups of steamed broccoli or 2 cups of steamed spinach.
But vegetables for breakfast?
Yep. And see, here's what we got to understand. Why do we eat cereal for breakfast? If you take a look at the human body, it only makes sense for a child maybe to have cereal in the morning to give them the energy. As we grow up, our bodies don't require that extra sugar that you get from cereal. What you really want are healing nutrients because your body just spent 7-8 hours sleeping, detoxing. So your cells are open. They want the best of the best. So why not give your body the best? So
the carbohydrate is the vegetable?
Exactly.
Okay, so is there any room in this for like a muffin? I mean, you know, like a Thomas's English muffin.
It's better to eat the muffin for lunch. Again, I'm talking if you're a type 2 diabetic. I
see. Okay,
now,
so
if you're not a type 2 diabetic, then you have obviously a lot more flexibility.
All right, so the meal consists of a carbohydrate, which is the vegetable, a protein like the salmon,
or the organic free-range egg.
Okay, you prepare this with a little olive oil or some other type of healthy fat?
Always use olive oil. Olive oil is the best of the best in terms of plant oils.
All right, is there any room in this breakfast for coffee? Because Dwayne, I get up at 2:30.
Yeah. See, there's nothing wrong with having a cup of coffee. There's nothing wrong with eating ice cream. I eat ice cream.
Okay,
I eat apple pie. But as I discuss in my book, there's a healthy way to eat ice cream. There's a healthy way to enjoy apple pie. There's a healthy way to enjoy steak. Okay? So that diagram is just an outline, a guide, a protocol. And once you understand the protocol, the formula, you now take what you love and you build a program around that.
I know that in your book you mentioned going out to eat, okay? And there's a section on going out to restaurants. So for people at home watching thinking, oh my God, this is so restrictive, I can't eat this way, you're saying that there is a way to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned